So you guys are still on Rimskull Mountain. So where do you guys go from here?
Hmm? Oh, I thought we
I thought
teleported
we
back to
teleported
Magnamar.
to Magnamar.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
we
we
teleported to Magnum.
finalized that, but okay. So you guys went to Magnar. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where we would go at least.
I mean, I know that's where Nizzo voted because, I mean,
Yeah.
his home is there. It's like, I haven't
It's
seen my
also the
wife in like
big
2 weeks.
city where we can get stuff done.
Right.
Okay. Look at this ugly map.
Star Fox already get event working, by the way?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
here.
okay.
Hippies are.
Cool. I just noticed
Okay,
that in
so,
chat, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't know if anybody answered that or not.
yeah. So, Abysm, Henrik requests your help since, you you are the worshiper of the goddess, of the good lady, and he wants to try to change the alignment of these black robes of the Archmagi from evil to good.
Hmm.
It sounds like an appropriate endeavor. She is the goddess of redemption, after all.
Mm-hmm. I have to admit, I also feel a bit different now that we've exited that place.
Different in what way?
I don't know, I feel heavier. Like, I can feel the weight of some of the things I did that I might not have done.
I've found new appreciation for home. I'll just be glad when all this is over.
Well, let us go to the Church of Serenre and see if the priestess there has anything else that she could assist us with this endeavor of yours.
A good idea. I also think like maybe a bit of a purification would be good. And he rubs like his arm.
Nice.
He still has strength damage on him right now, right?
Yeah, I do.
I could actually, I mean, I could like lesser restoration in a way as well, but you have like a lot of charges on this wand still.
Yep, I'll do that with Abysm, and he and I spend some time at one of the temples to Serenray there,
Is there a temple
going
Serenity
through
in Magnamar?
some
I
some
bet there
stuff.
is.
I don't know for certain, but it is a major port, so I would be surprised if there wasn't at least something.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. Oh, and yeah, and I'll join the stream. Let me go. Can I get a link to it?
It's in my
I
comment
need to save
invite.
that onto my tabs.
Well, you can just follow it, so when you log into Twitch, it'll just show who's currently streaming. Either way, okay, yeah, because I had already
I just have the chat open.
talked to Matt about allowing it and what the cost penalty of it is. But yes, the more you guys roleplay to switch that over, the more sense it'll make.
Yep. We're basically using half the price as the crafting price for time allotted. So I'm just gonna take half of the half as what I actually spend in materials.
Mm-hmm. And then if you guys do go to the priest, she'll be very intrigued about your mission here and give you any help that she can assist you with. blessings, ideas, purifying you guys, purifying it as much as she can with whatever rituals they have there.
Yeah, for once in his life, he really feels like maybe he should do the church stuff, like confession and stuff, because he does feel the weight of the sins from the rune for.
If you do that in the Church of Serenray, she's very forgiving of things like that, and it's more of a lesson learned kind of thing.
Abysm saved my soul.
At the church, I will tithe.
Okay.
Yeah, you get to kind of be like a dude here at the church since you know all the dogma, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, at the church, he will go through all the proper rituals and prayers. It's
Right.
been a while since he's been here.
But it feels even better than to return.
Magnamar bustles around you guys as if nothing's happening. They know nothing about the fate of their world.
Actually, considering that I just died, like, today,
Oh, you
yesterday,
did.
It was today, yeah.
I will be
You totally did die.
especially thankful that she saw fit to return me to this mortal plane to carry on her work. Was that Henrik that used the
I
Breath
did,
of
yeah,
Life?
I used limited
Ah,
wish
yes.
to cast Raise Dead on you.
So we already sold stuff, right?
We did
believe
sell
Yeah,
a lot of stuff, yes.
we sold a bunch of
Okay.
stuff, yeah.
Alright.
I haven't actually bought almost anything yet, but
Yep, you guys know the rules. Buy what you can afford. That's about it.
I
Can't
would
buy
like
what
to
we
sell
can't
this
afford.
Cloak of Resistance +3 that I bought a while ago.
What do you want
Since
to do
with
with it?
the Robes of the Archmagi, I'm gonna get
Oh, you're gonna
more
sell
than
them.
that resistance bonus.
oh, that has a resist bonus anyway. Does that free up the slot too
Yeah.
for you then? You can get something more
Does
Unless
resistant.
anybody need a
somebody else
cloak
wants
plus
this.
3?
No, we all
Yeah,
have
if you
cloak
guys.
plus 3s.
Oh, yeah.
I finally even
I
got
mean,
one.
if
I
that's
didn't have one
okay,
for the
I'll
longest
just
time because
I'll
I
just
needed.
take the half.
Shit, what's the price of these things? Is it,
+3 is 9,000.
for these? Cloaks are not on the same scale as, like, Ring of Protections and amulets and whatever.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
9,000?
it's 1,000, 4,000, 9,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I bought that one with my own money a while ago.
So do you want to split the money, or... Because that robes that you're trying to take is, part of party loot, so I think you should probably split this.
I guess that's true. Yeah, I can split the money.
Okay.
I'm gonna need to get another spell book for these, like, all these other high level spells that I want to learn. So I guess I'll just buy another spell book.
Why don't you just use their spell books?
Because that's the
It's
lazy
written
way
in
to
there.
do things as a wizard. Yeah, that and it's written in theirs.
It's also, although I think you might auto succeed the spellcraft check to
Yeah.
at this point to do that, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I know about that, but yeah, it's the principle of the thing that matters. If if I'm not gonna if I'm not gonna do things as they're written in the books, then why even be a wizard?
How long are we spending in Magnamar?
However
That we
long
haven't
you
actually
want.
said,
Sort of.
but
Well, at this rate,
I'm
we're gonna
asking
spend
how long
15
Henrik
days
is spent.
at
15
least,
days?
because that's how long it's gonna take me to recreate or like change the alignment of these robes from black to white?
And go find some magic shop and ask them to improve the enchantment on my headband of inspired wisdom
And it is
to a
currently...
+4. A +2.
How much does a +4 cost? Oh, let me pull up all this info.
16,000.
And how much does a +2 cost?
4,000.
So it would take 12
Ooh, that's
days?
nice.
Yeah, that's within time.
So I'll give them the 12,000 gold.
So what, we're spending 2 weeks here, you said?
Yeah, a little more than 2 weeks.
Okay.
And I'm probably
15
gonna
days.
spend the rest of my gold on components.
Okay.
Like diamond dust and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you guys
I'm thinking I'm
gonna
gonna
In fact,
get
while
some
we're-
scrolls.
The scrolls would be good too.
So while
And
you
yeah,
guys
while
Like
we're
just
doing
D&D.
this, I'll
are
have to
in
fix
Magnemar,
Abysm's ability damage.
Mhm.
because you guys arrived on the 23rd of basically the month of December. And the 31st is a holiday. So if you guys wanted to participate
Oh, okay.
Oh,
the
yeah.
holiday.
Is that like New Year's basically?
My thing's not. Hold on. All log entries. My
Can't
thing's
remember.
not
Is
popping something up.
Kuthana basically the December of Pathfinder? I don't remember. I always just
I'll go look it up.
I know they're like basically analogous. Like they have the same number of days and everything, so that makes it a little bit easier. But I don't know. Even though my game's like set in Galarian, I'm still just like, it's December.
Apparently, it doesn't have a whole lot of info on it, but yeah, we'll consider it kind of like a New Year's celebration.
What's the name of it? Okay, let me look it up. 31st of Kuthana. It's probably just that. I would imagine it's gotta be something like that, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really say anything. It's Kuthona.
Kuthon.
Kuthona.
Yeah.
There's a Zon Kuthon. It's the month of dedicated to him, apparently.
Holidays and festivals. Here we are.
I guess it says it's the night of morbid revelry as people wait indoors for the ghosts of last year's dead to pass by their homes.
Are you serious?
What's it? Is it October?
No.
It's Halloween.
Is that what it is?
No.
Oh, it's Kuthana. It's the last day of the year.
It's December, basically.
Oh, it's December. Okay.
Right, but I mean the New Year's is still also a holiday as well. The first of Abadias.
Here we go. This is the holiday you guys will experience.
Sweet.
So yeah, we'll be here for Abadias, for New Year's basically as well here, which is
There's a second
a
holiday,
civil
but I don't
holiday
think
featuring
it's anything to do with you guys or Magnemar. So if you guys are cultists, you know, of that guy, you got something to do. So that will be the 15th day is the holiday night, basically, so. So you guys stay for that evening then?
I mean, yeah, we could.
Okay.
Might as well.
Then you guys will also celebrate the New Year.
Right.
Right.
Nizzo probably spends that time with, like, you know,
Which also
His
is
wife,
a
his brother.
holiday. It's called Foundation Day Absalom, a civil holiday celebrating the foundation of the city by the god Erodin, and Pajarl
Yeah, it's an Absalom
Day,
specifically.
Irison. It's an Irison holiday as well. The new celebration commemorates the one-day rebellion launch of a certain queen against Baba Yaga. Oh wow, okay.
There's actually quite a few different Irison ones listed on here. I think I'm looking at the same page as you are.
Irison has a lot of holidays. Not a lot, but you know they have a good number of their own little things. So.
The number of holidays in Baba Yaga's eyes were lacking in Irison, so she changed that.
So the year is now 4708.
They needed something to be happy about.
So yeah, let's see. I'm gonna do the. I think I'm
Why
gonna
is the year not
spend
changing?
the. What is it? 10,000 gold plus a little bit to get a Mithril chain shirt,
There it goes.
which has a max. Will have a max dex bonus of. Well, that only is one higher actually, at +6, but I think that's good enough. Let me just think about this a little more though. Maybe I want something. Technically, I could get a higher dex bonus as well. Like if somebody casts Cat's Grace or something along those lines, or if I found a +4 dex bonus item somewhere.
That's funny. This calendar doesn't like accurately roll over, so it's just like I'm using the same calendar over and over again. So even though the 31st was on a Thursday, the 1st is Wednesday.
Nice.
Whatever.
Yep, whatever.
Shouldn't matter too much, at least in this game's case. So let's see here, 10,100 gold. Okay, so I gotta subtract that.
Oh wait, maybe it did roll over. This is weird. Alright, yeah, so you guys spend now 16 days total in Magnamar. I'm sure that you guys will find places to stay, or you already have places to stay.
Mm-hmm.
What does Amara do during this time?
Not sure. I'm just putting together my what I want to have my material components be.
Because yeah, Nizzle thinks would probably realize, like, you know, he's been traveling with Amara for all this time and knows Amara like lives in Magmar. He's like, I actually know nothing about Amara's life outside of, like, you know, what we've been doing.
Right?
Should probably try to have a meeting with Grabaris.
Yeah, that would be
Okay.
kind of fun.
And she will. That he'll be very happy to see you.
She'll tell him what's been going on and that she thinks that she'll be able to keep him safe once and for all from these Runelords and Brotherhood of the Seven and such.
And he says you're a true friend, Amara.
How much does
Hooray.
fortification armor cost again? I don't even remember.
He'll tell you that, like, the cult hasn't really acted up. Like, since you guys left and dealt with it, there really hasn't been any word of the cult much around Magnamar. The cult still operates, but they're laying low, or they're not doing anything too noticeable. So that seems to be handled.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my old armor in the party, into parcel items or whatever, so it can be sold off.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to do it right now or not, but
It doesn't matter. It's effortless.
okay. So everyone should get a little bit extra money from that, because yeah, I'm upgrading my armor, so that was party loot at some point. I don't remember where we got it, but it was party loot at some point.
And he'll offer for
So
you to
long
stay,
as
Amara.
light.
You know, whenever you visit him, you can come anytime, stay anytime,
Stay in his
eat anytime.
lavish mansion.
Yeah.
I'll do that sometimes, but I'll also spend some of the time, you know, out in the fields doing things, because Diana doesn't like cities that much.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't hate them, but there's a lot of distraction that move and are tasty looking. Takes most of her self-control to not, you know, pounce on the gnomes wandering the streets.
I'll tell you,
Got
most
one.
of us aren't wandering the streets. We usually know exactly where we're going. It's gonna like break my. It did kind of break my sheet a little bit.
Let's see, the things that I think I really want material components for are like true seeing, stone skin, maybe awaken. Maybe I should awaken one of those jaguars
Oh,
or leopards or
Awaken them?
whatever they were.
do you guys consult the quill at all
That-
during all this?
That's a good
Oh yeah, we're
question.
definitely gonna consult the quill.
There's like a
during
lot of
this.
days we can consult the quill about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd imagine most of these days Nizzo probably meets up with like probably at least Henrik and Abysm and yeah, probably all you guys, I guess, assuming like Amara doesn't disappear somewhere when she's leaving Magmar
Yeah, while we're doing
for
stuff.
too long.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where we're meeting, but I'm sure we set up somewhere to meet.
Okay.
Right. So Abysm or Henrik probably meets up with you guys like there. I know on like the holiday, for example, he probably doesn't show up there because yeah, he probably spends that entire day just like with his family.
Yep, sounds reasonable.
Okay. Just let me know when you guys do that.
Yeah, what do we want to ask the quill?
Do we know the location of
have,
the
like-
city?
Nope.
It's by that mountain.
Yeah, you know that
Well,
it's
you know
in
what?
some mountain.
Since we have so much time, we can start by asking it a general question, and then narrowing our choices down.
Right.
Just like,
Well,
how do we get to Zinshalost? And see what kind of cryptic answer it gives us.
does this city have a library? Or,
Oh, it surely does.
Magnamar, yeah.
so why don't we do some good
You know
old-fashioned
what, though?
research
Henry?
as well?
Would have told you
We also have
that
our...
there is no written information on this. Nobody knows.
Well, there's
Yep,
no written information about it
I've never come
here.
upon this in my
In
research.
fact, the
But-
library that you guys found with all the ancient Thessalonian stuff
Yeah, I
seemed
was
to
gonna
have
bring
been
that-
missing information. Like, you would have figured it
Oh,
would
really?
be in there, but it wasn't. So not even in
Okay.
there you could find it.
So I guess it's the quill.
Yes, but you
The
also
quill.
remember, Henrik's really tied to Sandpoint, and Broderick there is fascinated with ancient Thessalonian stuff and whatnot. So he's also a potential resource now that you guys know more or whatnot. And then the quill, yeah, of course. Oh, goody. So are we going to ask, what, 15
I thought I
questions?
remembered some stuff. I thought I remembered some stuff about Shinshalost being mentioned in the other library, a little bit at least.
That's
Yeah,
a
it
lot
was
of questions.
mentioned, but its actual location and how to get there is still unknown.
I know for sure that there is like an occlusion field or something like that. Like we ran across something saying that.
Something that protects it, yeah.
Yeah, so you can't because I think it was
teleport
like
just-
even
yeah.
stopping someone from like viewing it like with astral projection, basically. Like they were like, I can't go in there
Right.
that way because I was getting stopped by the occlusion field or whatever.
You're not sure what exactly it is, but you suspect that you probably can't just teleport in there or even use tree teleportation.
Right. Well, I mean, if you
'cause-
can't astral projection, that would make sense too,
Yeah.
because they're both teleportation and like astral projection are both using the astral plane.
Yeah.
So if you got something that's stopping the astral plane from really being able to cross over there, I guess.
We are spending a lot of time at the church. Hey Star Fox, I'm gonna put you on the spot for a moment, but Henrik asks
What's up?
Abysm, in case I need to use my blood again in a situation to cast that spell, is there any like what's the frickin' is there any Serenite prayer I could say to like, you know, do as like I cast like that blood spell? So that I don't feel
Prayer
greedy
involving
while doing it.
self-harm?
Or to like absolve myself.
I'll have to think on that one.
I not.
So I'm gonna spend 9K on material component.
Okay.
And on one of the days, I am going to go back to Sandpoint, and I'm going to go awaken one of those leopards. To be an envoy between the wild and the people of Sandpoint.
Okay. Yeah, you'll spend some
Let's
time
see.
doing that.
We need to
So Namara
get
could just go there to Sandpoint by herself with her tree teleport spell.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
we need to get 2 of those negative levels off of Abysm, so would the clerics at one of the temples here be able to perform restoration?
Yeah, they can. For a
Oh.
small fee, they're willing to help you guys, but since they're also helping you with the cloak, maybe a little bit more of a small fee.
Well, I mean, it's probably going to be 1,000 gold per, because that's the material component to get that negative level off.
Well, right, there's that, but
I
then
forgot about those.
they have their clerical fees as well. So you pay for the component, and then you pay for the clerical fee. There's a little chart for that. I don't know where it is, but
That'd be the tithes, basically, that Abysm's paying anyway, right?
yeah, just tip them, and they'll be happy.
Because there's
Okay.
like a there is a like I know what you're talking about, Secret. There is a chart about like casting.
Yeah, that's the one I
paying
used
to
before.
have an NPC cast a spell
Yeah.
for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cost per spell.
Yep.
I don't think it's very high in
Okay,
numbers,
then.
but yeah.
I'll pay 2,000 gold pieces then for Abysm's treatment.
Spellcasting.
Mantis. Roll a 3d6, a 1d3. I think that's-
3d6.
Yeah, to see what kind of intelligence your animal has. 13 intelligence, and then a 1d3. With 3 additional charisma. You were doing what, Jaguar?
Yeah,
She's
or
making
whatever
smart kit.
the things were that helped us versus the stone giants.
I think those were panthers.
It was a leopard or a jaguar, I forget which.
It wasn't leopard.
It's been a
It
long time.
probably was a jaguar.
Okay, I see what my problem is here.
Okay, so great cat. So a 9
I need to
charisma
not have this
with
in my
a
inventory.
15 intelligence. Not bad. Not the best diplomat, but you know.
Okay, I think I fixed it. I was like trying to. Hero Lab was giving me shit. I was like trying to figure out why my numbers weren't working how I was expecting them to. Okay.
But they can't talk, so what do they do? How's your awakened kitty gonna, like...
They can talk, can't they?
I don't know. Let me see. I don't...
They can't talk, but they can understand a language.
Says...
'Cause they're
increased
intelligent
charisma
enough
score
to.
and knows at least one spoken language, but it just says knows.
Yeah, it can't talk it.
Yeah,
It can't
it
speak it
can
because it's an
understand
animal. They don't possess the the locution method.
Maybe you can teach Hemlock how to read the cat's motives.
Speak. Oh yeah.
I'll spend some time trying to teach it sign language.
I
Basic
don't know if
words,
that's
I
gonna
guess.
work either.
And I'll try to have Hemlock also do that.
Maybe lip reading is extra.
You could maybe come up with a with like a basic language, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because like
This means
you wouldn't
this,
really
this
like
means
normal
that.
sign language probably wouldn't work for a cat to learn because you need like fingers.
Yeah, you need to be able to spread
Or
your
I could
fingers
maybe
out
teach
or
it how
cross
to
them.
write and read.
No way a cat can write.
How does it
It's not
write?
Sure it can, it just claws something into the ground.
Not writing on paper with a pen, but maybe drawing
Not paper,
symbols or something.
But drawing on the ground? Yeah.
You'd have
no,
to get it
you know
like.
what? American Sign Language is technically different than English itself because of how we have to sign. So let's break that down to an even dumber form. This is a cat. It could wiggle its tail. That means this. It could put its tail down. That means that. You know.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You could come up with
It's
a
cat
really
sign
basic,
language.
Right.
like rudimentary cat sign language, basically, and like
Just
teach Hemlock that, I
keywords
guess.
they need to know. You
That's
know?
like a-
It
Yeah.
sounds really
Yeah.
ridiculous, so I like it.
I
How
can't
about-
imagine it would you could have them relay complex messages, but you could do something like you know, relaying directions and like basic directions
Locations,
and like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have enough money? Why not hire a translator and give that translator a wand
Just follow
to
the cat around.
speak with
No, the
magic?
translator
Or
stays
some
with
potions
Hemlock,
of
or at the
speak with animals.
I'll
I mean,
just
yeah,
find some gnome in
just find a gnome.
Sandpoint.
Just-
Yeah.
Speak with Animals wand wouldn't be too expensive. You could always just give Hemlock
Because, like,
one.
I know Nizzo has speak with animals once a day. I don't use it all that often. I think I did use it. I've used it a couple times, I think.
You know what? Okay. I'm going to
But
spend
anyway,
an additional 750 gold and give a speak with animals wand to Hemlock so Hemlock can talk to this cat.
There you go.
Why don't
Like
you
50
permanency
times.
it while you're at it?
I don't have permanency. That's a wizard thing.
I do. Now.
Yeah. Now you get to start making your own little dungeon.
Yeah. Oh, don't even get me started. I could totally make my own dungeon. I have some
Permanency spells so
Mulacrum,
good
I
for
have guards and
stuff.
wards.
Yeah.
I have I have all this shit.
Do you have create lesser demi-plane or whatever, and you can just be like, I'm
I
making
mean,
a
I
new
could go
my
and
own...
I could go and get that scroll and learn it.
There was a super cool effect that I
It's like
didn't
a-
even know you could do with Permanacede, but Baba Yaga Permanacede prestidigitation cold, so everywhere just felt cold, though it wasn't cold.
Yeah, it didn't actually like have a actual effect other than feeling
Right.
cold, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do things like that. I was like, that's kind of cool.
Oh, there's a bunch of stuff you can do with that.
That's where
Yeah.
prestidigitation gets gets
It's-
good with Permacedes, because yeah,
It's level 0 wish, basically.
right.
Yeah, she's also mythic. She can do whatever she wants.
Alright, there's something here where you can awaken an animal companion, but it becomes like an NPC
Yeah, but
with
it can't
leadership or
serve-
something.
It can't serve as an animal companion anymore.
Yeah, its own individual.
Right.
Maybe if you had like leadership, then you'd have that control
Make it your
over
cohort.
it, I guess. Yeah.
Well, I mean, at that point, it would be its own NPC, and it wouldn't be
Right.
defined. It would only be defined so much by its hit die. It would, in order to advance anymore again, it would need class level. And that's always a very, like, careful, balanced thing.
Well, just to make things simple, I'm not going to do that to Diana right now. Maybe at the end of the campaign.
Yeah. Man, that's what I was gonna do with Everfrost until they died.
Sorry.
I had a walking cat.
I mean,
A walking, talking, hammer-wielding cat.
the truth is you guys could have just flown over all of that. And ignored Baknarla altogether.
I mean, like, we could have, but we weren't.
Right.
There was no reason to ignore her.
But that's true, but it's like they get you stuck in this room and it's like ta-da, and it's like you can't do anything about it. So here you go. It's very unfortunate. I think 1 is plenty, but 2 was a bit much. You know. Alrighty.
Don't worry, it always makes for a good story.
That's true. That's true.
Let's see here. Cost me 700 gold to get a scroll dimension door, so maybe I'll pick up 2 of those.
Oh. Can you use those scrolls? You have
Yeah, I can just UMD it. I just think it makes sense to have some thing, like a couple of those, just as like an emergency thing.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are at do or die now.
Somebody else can purchase some healing thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a Cure Light Wounds wand at least, as well.
And
I
then
can
the
let you argue that.
rest of my time I'll spend researching scary plants in libraries.
Okay. Oh yeah, those books Abysm and Nizza were reading. Definitely by this point, I'm sure you guys would be finished.
Yeah.
Those are in your inventories, right? Let me look for book.
I already used mine a little bit earlier.
Huh?
I said I was going to finish reading it while we were here.
Oh, so you already did what you needed to do? Okay.
Yeah.
Nobody identified Nizzo's, so he still doesn't know what it is.
Yeah, I just read it, but we never actually like did any sort of thing to identify what it exactly was doing. I have a pretty good idea, but
Okay, Nizzo, you will gain a +2 to your charisma score as you feel
Hooray.
like a better leader.
oh, wow, I was thinking it was gonna be +1.
No. And the
It's
book,
pretty cool.
Oh, they don't.
both the books are basically considered
Maybe they did.
used, so I'll go ahead and delete it.
Yeah,
And Abysm, you
Nizzle
can
probably
delete yours as well.
keeps it in his library or something anyway. But even if it doesn't
Yeah,
have
I mean, it's still a book, but it
magical
loses
abilities
its
now.
magic.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll leave it at home, I'm guessing, so you're not carrying it. Maybe tell your wife to read it. Good book.
Right. No, I'm not gonna be carrying it. Like
Join
this
the book
book
club
was.
and talk about it.
It was the only thing I had to do while I was in the Runewell. I don't think I would have been able to make I don't think my sanity would have remained intact if I hadn't had this book. Because we had a lot of time where we just spent just like sitting around by the Runewell. Or sitting around with the water methods that I couldn't actually talk with because I didn't know their language.
Question. Does everybody have at least 1,000 gold pieces to spend on a useful spell?
Not a useful spell. I
Because I'm
have more than
considering getting
1,000 gold
protection
pieces
from
still.
spell.
I have 1,900 gold pieces left.
Because
Hey, my
this way,
cursor's
if
back to
everybody
being
has
my,
a 1,000 gold piece diamond as like your personal focus, I can cast it on everybody.
Is that just a focus?
It's just a focus, so it's not going to get used up.
1,000 gold piece diamond. Well, plus
Yeah.
it'd be useful for everyone to have one of those anyway, just to use as like for. How much is it for resurrection? Actually, you need more than that though. Don't for that.
It's
don't
a
you?
5,000 gold piece diamond. But I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, by RAW, it has to be a 5,000 gold piece diamond, but Matt wouldn't see the problem just using 1,000 gold piece diamonds.
I mean, yeah, but I could also just grab like a 5,000 gold piece diamond, and you could use that as the focus, and it could also be used as a backup like component for something
yeah,
like
you
resurrection.
could if you wanted to.
And I might just do that because there's not a whole lot of ones I actually really want to pick up right now. I also want to get a Cure Light Wounds wand. I'm probably gonna pick up some other random scrolls. Oh, I'm gonna get a spring loaded wrist sheath just for like the mirror image wand or something probably. Or I don't know. I mean, I could choose based on where we're going, like what's going on. At some point, I might put the enervation wand into that, but I mean, technically, I could put I don't know if I could put a sword in there. I don't think I could.
No.
I could do a dagger. I don't actually have a dagger but I could potentially put like a dagger in there as well or something.
Okay, yep, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spend the
but
3,000 gold to get the whatchamacallit, the scroll of protection against spells. And then I'm gonna learn it.
Okay.
Was this, Okay. This gives us, resistance to, oh nice, okay. Sure, I will. I have lots of, I'll spend that.
So yeah, remember this isn't gonna be all the time since it's only 10 minutes per level, but like once we get into something, it'll be really nice. So still have your cloaks of resistances and stuff, just in case like the spell isn't up at some point, which it won't always be.
Okay, yeah, I bought a 5,000 gold diamond just because that can be my um, backup resurrection component as well. If I need to be like resurrected. I definitely want to get a Cure Light Wounds wand. I'll use my platinum for that, I guess. So we got a new Cure Light Wounds wand with 50 charges again.
That should last us about half the adventure.
I still have
Yep.
some left
Oh.
on my other one too. Just
Okay, I'm
not
gonna
very
throw up
many.
some other things that I want to sell last minute, because I've already plumbed all of these spell books for the spells that I want,
So
and
yeah,
I've
apparently I had
recorded
18.
nearly all of
Is
them
that
into my
right?
own spell book.
Did I actually still have 18 charges of Cure Light Wounds on that wand? I felt like I had less than that. Huh. I guess so.
I'm still keeping the compendium of core illusion spells since there are still things in there that are very nice. But yes, I would like to sell all of those and split the money with the party.
I guess I can literally just go to the Cure Light Wounds thing and just say I have 2 now. Whoops.
Hmm. Alright, are you guys almost done with all your shopping?
Yeah,
I
I'm
am
actually
done.
done at this point.
So what do you do?
I'm actually
the quill
not.
now, or we can do the quill.
We definitely
Yeah,
can
we
do the
should
quill
start
thing.
asking the quill question.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just buying little piddly scrolls anyway, so as we're like talking about the quill, I'll kind of think of stuff and start and add those in on my own. I'm just like buying like kind of little utility scrolls here and there, really. I'm pretty happy with like everything else I have right now.
Uh-huh. Oh, dang it. I hate it when a photo you want is a stock photo and it's got watermarks all over it. Maybe I'll cheat and steal their thumbnail. Alright, what's your questions?
I think the first one was we were just gonna ask how do you get to Shinshalas, just because we have multiple days we can ask generically vague questions here and there just to get
Yeah,
us
that
pointed.
that was gonna be our first question was how do we get to Zinshalas?
Okay.
That was pretty straightforward.
It was pretty straightforward, yeah.
Perhaps in your eyes.
Wait, do we know the? we know the. Do we know where the Kodar River mountains are? I mean, is that like even a thing that we actually know? I don't think Nizzo knows that. Knows what the heck the Kodar mountains are, unless that's like really basic knowledge
geography?
in Varisia.
Amara's
Yeah,
not
there's
real
Amara's.
sure. Does anybody want to?
Maybe the Kodar mountains is something we could look up, I guess, in a library, or maybe Henrik just knows.
Henrik, you know that it's in Varisia, actually.
Go into Varisia. Or aren't we in Varisia?
You are in Varisia.
Yes. This is somewhere else in Varisia.
I was just looking at the map and I don't actually see it labeled.
I think it's in the top right.
Yeah, it's like back to the Storval Plateau area. It's gonna be like all this kind of non-marked area. Here, I'll share the map for you guys real quick. They're like around these areas. Or no, I'm sorry. Around these areas.
I don't see anything.
It's on the right,
I'll
upper
I'll
side.
make a circle.
North of the mine
Oh,
spin
there we go.
mountains.
Oh, all the way over there. That's through giant country.
Yeah. I don't even know where we teleport to go. Like, we obviously can't teleport to it, but we have to so we'd probably teleport somewhere nearby, but I'm not really sure where nearby we would even teleport to. The closest
Or
we've been
heavens
to that.
forbid, a caravan or walking.
Oh no. Walking. It's like that whole thing about PCs seem to hate walking so much, it's almost like they actually have to walk.
Or overland fly. Whatever.
Yeah. That's a good scroll to get. I should get a scroll of flight. Maybe a few of those. Those are pretty inexpensive, I think. I mean, at this level at least.
Wait, what? A cat version of a what?
A plant-imbued cat.
Oh, what now?
He just wants it to look like a
Yeah.
cat. Based on its description, it could potentially look... Because it's got this, like, vines and a fur-like coat, so... Yeah, you can make it look like a cat.
There's like a whole rule set of like how to make one of these things.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do it. I mean, its stat block's gonna stay the same. It's just gonna look like a cat. Perhaps among other things. I don't know. If you
Can I just
actually-
like take the attacks from, I don't know, a lion or something and stick it in there?
Well, this thing only gets 2 attacks.
And then have the rest of the stat block the same?
So a cat would be getting 3 attacks and then a grab, so it would be better than this thing immediately.
Right. That's why Amara is trying to look it up.
Well, no, I'm not going to allow you to make something better than its intended
Okay.
purpose. As long as you
Well,
follow
plant
these
imbued.
rules.
Plant imbued is a template.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why it like plant imbued ape isn't something that exists any more than plant imbued any other animal, really. That makes sense. It's kind of like vampire or something, how you can be like a vampire elf or a vampire human or whatever, even if the stat block is a vampire human. It's technically a template you can apply to like any humanoid. This is like that too. It's a template you can apply to any animal. So I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
if you don't
but
allow that, then
I don't think
that's fine too. But
PCs like have the capability of converting their cat into a plant imbued creature. Like, do you have such a spell that's going to allow you to do that? Like, is that what you're trying to
Well,
do?
he's not
is
converting
make
his
it
I'm
cat
into-
into
researching it so I can
he wants
turn
to wild
into
shape
it.
into something.
Oh, you yourself turn into it.
Which,
I'm not sure that
yeah,
stuff
I mean
works that way.
I don't know.
We'll have to discuss that more off session.
Okay.
I don't know the full druid rules other than you can only really change into things you've seen and know of, basically.
Yeah, I mean the CR would be, because you're talking about the C, it'd be stronger than the ape. I think that should be
Yeah.
reflected if the CR for the lion that it's applying to is higher than the ape anyway, because it's a template, so it just modifies it. So it just adds to the CR.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I just see that thing having only 2 slams and nothing real special, and then cats are
Right.
cats. I've already nerfed the cats, but shit, I'll nerf them more if I have to.
Well, the second link down there is the template itself, so.
Yeah, I see that. Anyways, I'm carrying on. I don't want to get stuck on that. What else?
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you guys have more questions now that you got a generalist idea?
I mean, we could
Let's
ask
see,
questions
scale the
about
Coder
Karzoug
Mountains and follow
himself
the river.
and what he has working with him. Or you could ask
Yeah,
more
yeah,
specific
we could.
questions about what he's about that, I guess. Like what river is, I guess just whatever river we find in that river that passes through that mountain range.
I'm guessing the
the-
Karzoug River.
I would guess so too, but
But since we got the quill, we don't need to guess.
Yep.
yeah.
Well, we could ask it which river. Which river do we follow? And for how long?
So you're asking 2
I
separate
only
questions?
have one item in my ring slot. I could get another ring.
Sure.
I think that's correct. I think I can get another ring. That's probably a good idea. Pick up some sort of cool ring. I don't know what cool ring to get, but some sort of cool ring, right? Even if it's
Yeah,
something, well,
some kind of cool
like
ring.
even if it's just like a ring of sustenance or something like that, I think would be probably worth picking up.
X-ray vision.
Like a ring of sustenance is only 2,500 gold, and then yeah, it basically gives you the kind of the Runeforge effect where you don't have to eat.
Oh, this is interesting. It seems like the river Ava goes into Mar Massive. That's a mountain, isn't
Yes. That's the tallest mountain in Versia, I think.
it? So I guess we have to go into the mountain to get to Zinshalas.
But yeah, I'll probably most people like that hang around in places like Magnamar haven't been there because it's deep into giant country. Or like Shoanti, people that aren't necessarily terribly friendly to outsiders.
Did you want to ask the other question for how long, or not anymore?
Yeah, how long will it take to get to Zinshalast if we follow the river from where did it say to start? The Kodar Mountain. What is the journey length in days? Okay, so that. Let's see what else. I mean, yeah, like, other than like prying for information on what we're gonna face, I think we have a reasonable amount of information to start our journey. I'm satisfied unless anybody else has any other questions.
Did we want to talk to the guy who was the Thessalonian expert?
Yeah, sure, we can go to Sandpoint
Go to
and
Sandpoint.
yeah.
Okay.
I can just teleport us there one day. And we'll question him. What was his name?
Brodart or Brodert or
Brodar?
I don't know, something like that.
We will ask him. Oh, Brodder. We will ask him what he knows about Mar Massif and Zinshalat.
Yeah, sample. Okay. So he greets you and he's happy to see you.
Ah, thank you, Brodder.
And he offers for you guys all to come in, and his place is just like books stacked with books with papers on top of papers, and it's just piles and piles of unorganized stuff. And he'll offer you guys tea or your.
Oh, thank you. I graciously accept.
And is curious what you're here for.
Ooh, a folding boat. That sounds fun.
It would allow us to go like teleport where we needed to, and then just use the folding boat to travel along the river. However,
You know that you'll be
do
going
any of us
against
actually
the
have?
river, so.
Does the boat do that? It might. Let me check.
Probably doesn't have an
I
engine
mean, it
or
probably
anything,
does if you
no.
have like magic to propel it forward.
It's probably like an oar boat, something like that.
It has two different sizes.
But it probably requires you to power it.
Oh, yes, yes. I'm just looking at that now.
Yeah,
You need
so
to row.
you probably will be going against current because you're going into mountain range and rapids and rocky stuff like that. So you're not sure how long you're going to be able to use it, but for part of the travel, yeah, it might be useful.
Well, rapids are easy because then you just fold it back up and walk around them. It's easier than using canoes to portage.
Yeah. So before you guys head out, I will have a conversation with you guys.
Yeah, okay, sure.
All right.
But other than that, you guys are still figuring stuff out. So what did you ask him, Henry?
Just what he knows about Mar Massif and Zinshalast, if anything.
Um, he says, I don't really know anything about that. He stops and just kind of starts trying to think. It seems to take him a little while. A couple of minutes pass as this man seems to be deep in thought. And then, like, something clicks to him where he's just like, I got it. And then races over to this, like, pile of books and papers and starts, like, pushing some books off of it and setting them over somewhere else until he just runs into this one piece of paper. And, he says, I know this author. He's a Pathfinder. He's, quite a good author, actually. And he sent me this letter, and I don't know, maybe you would find its contents interesting. So this is not a very good image, so if any of you guys are having a hard time reading it, I will read it out loud. Other than that, it's quite wordy.
Salutations, Mr. Quink. Thank you again for the kind words and drink. It's always a pleasure to speak with readers of my work, especially those well-read and civilized enough to know my writing beyond Eidolon. Alas, I was unable to procure a copy of the early draft of my personal files. It would seem that it has gone the way of so much of my early work, lost forever to the gulfs of time and narrow-minded publishers, unable to grasp the import of a young Pathfinder's work. Fortunately, my mind is as quick now as it was in those early days of my explorations of your fantastic homeland. I recall the evening I first heard the story of Zinshalost, while seated on a log on a Varisian camp, sharing ruby mead with an enchanting young woman. Ah, but that's a story for other times. I was intrigued by the tale, though. All peoples have tales of cities of gold, yet with Zinshalost the Varisians had no tradition of explorers seeking it. They viewed the place as one of evil, a place to be feared and forsaken. As far as I could tell, none of your indigenous people ever sought out the ruins before the advent of Chelish rule. But there was mention, come to think of it, of two dwarven brothers, Vecker, I think their names were, claimed to have found the route to Zinshalost and convinced several tradesmen on Yanderhof to support and supply their plan to establish a base of operations on the low Kodar mountains along the Karazhan, the Kazaron, I think that's what it's called. Their vanishing into the Kodars bankrupted all but one of their investors, I hear, and even today the Vecker name is generally accompanied by a litany of rousing dwarven profanity when it comes up in Hoffian taverns. Instead of enclosing a copy of the early, complete draft of my work, though, please find a second signed copy of Eidolon with this missive. I trust it will look quite handsome on yourself. In good health, Redwing.
And he says, I must keep that, though, as he, like,
Oh,
grabs
yeah,
it
of
back
course.
from you.
It's yours.
Wait, what's this Eidolon book?
Oh, it's a quite fascinating book.
Some kind of
about,
published work.
Yeah. He has a
Is it like a
number of
fiction,
books available.
like a novel?
Yeah.
I tell Nizzo that an Eidolon is some kind of bound outsider, but that's all I know about them. I guess this expounds on that theory.
It seems that we should seek out this investor.
Yeah, these Veckers.
Well, the Veckers themselves were lost on the expedition, but this one investor that didn't go under might know enough about what the expedition was about, since he invested in it.
Let's consult the quill. How do we find this investor that was investing with the Veckers?
Sounds like he's in Yanderhof.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Where's Yanderhof?
Yanderhof is
We
a
know where
dwarven
Yanderhof.
keep. Yeah, it's a dwarven keep. It's over on the very southeast of Varisia, near the Mindspin Mountains.
Oh, there it is. Yeah,
It's a bit.
we can get there.
I've never been there myself because it's very, very far away from. They probably have their own dwarven locksmiths there anyway.
I mean, does it explicitly say that the Dwarven brothers were lost in the mountains, or just that their base of operations and stuff were lost in the mountains? I asked the quill, where are the Vecker brothers?
They're vanishing into the Kodars bankrupt, all but the one of their investors. So they vanished.
Okay, okay. So we should ask the Quill, who is this lone investor? That's what I'm gonna ask the Quill.
The lone investor of the Vecker expedition.
Yeah.
The lone surviving, whatever. Well, actually, no. There's only one that wasn't bankrupt. Is that what it is?
So technically, the others are still around. They just went bankrupt.
Yeah. But I mean, the question is still, the Quill understands kind of like what the gist of it is, what you're saying.
I mean,
Like,
maybe.
who is this lone investor?
Okay, so several tradesmen
Yeah.
in Yanderhof. So we'll find out what the Quill says, but Yanderhof still seems to be the destination for doing a little
Uh-huh.
groundwork,
Further research, yeah.
further research. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure the Quill understands who is this lone investor. Seems rather I can come up with all kinds of randomness.
Well, the one in regards to the note. I want to know who this lone investor is that wasn't bankrupted by the Vecker brothers. And then once we know who he is, I want to know how to seek him out.
Okay. In all honesty, I don't have that information.
Okay.
And
Just make something up.
well, yeah,
He
but
dead.
but the thing is I don't know if the Quill is all knowing. Can you share the item again so I can reread its wording so that I can?
Let me go find it. Where is
Okay.
it? Here it is.
Okay. Let's see what it says. If the user concentrates on a specific future goal, event, or activity occurring within the coming week, the Revelation Quill takes over and writes. Yeah, so you're asking about past stuff, so I can't answer things like that.
You can ask things like, where could we find this investor?
Well, maybe if we go to Yanderhof and we just ask around, that should be good enough, because
Yeah.
like a lot of people talk about the Vecker brothers, although with disdain.
Yeah, up to you guys. So, did you want to ask a different question or rephrase that?
I mean, like, is that what we want to do? Are we going to go to Yanderhof and pursue this?
I think it's reasonable since, if nothing else, it gets us closer to our destination. It's our only clue at this point, and it moves us forward. And I've
Yeah.
never been to a dwarven hold before, so I look forward to this opportunity.
Yeah, so I mean, I think at this point we should just, once if we're ready to go, let's just go to Yanderhof and start asking around.
How do we get there?
I've never been there myself.
There must be a trade route.
Tianderhof?
Yes.
Yeah, there's definitely a trade route. Tianderhof is I mean, I know about it just because it's a very important supply origin for a lot of metals. They have a lot. It's a very big mining industry in Yanderhof. Some of the materials I use for my locks come from there.
Okay, so it should be simple for us to book passage on a trading vessel. That seems fairly
Yeah.
straightforward.
Yeah, probably. I mean, you could get most of the way there following the Yondavakari River.
Okay, it sounds like we have a plan. It's just a matter of when do we want to depart.
I mean, I'm ready to go as soon as possible.
Have you
We can
finished
leave,
your robe?
right after the holiday.
Right. Because you have
Oh,
still like
secret?
crafting and stuff that people are doing, right?
What's that?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's gonna be finished by the end of that holiday anyway.
Right.
Secret, I wanted to sell those spell books in the party sheet. I have no more use for them.
Okay. Why do the others not have prices? Oh, that's because I made them. I don't know what the prices are of those. Let me see if I can find them. Iron Journal. Oh, that's because it wasn't his. Spellbook red. Okay. No, that's not it. I'm sorry, I don't know the prices of those, and I don't want to get hung up on them. So maybe later we'll just leave them there.
Yeah, that's fine. Just split the gold among the party.
Yeah, we haven't really done anything all session other than buy stuff, so I want to kind of do something.
Buy stuff and do some talking. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
I want to do something.
But that's fine. That's what I was expecting to happen.
I'm bored.
Hey, I'd be cool just having like adventuring around in Yanderhof, even if it doesn't actually, even if it's like low level stuff. Like Nizzo goes and talks to the locksmith in Yanderhof. I don't know.
Anything to resimulate Pluto goes to school.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go quite to that extent.
Okay. Yep, I'm ready to go to Yanderhof.
Is that session recorded? Now I
Which
think about it.
one?
Isaiah goes to school, or was that before we started recording him?
That might have been before, because I think I didn't start recording till I don't know.
I don't know if I really want to relive it that badly, but
No. Did Zerdurian
It would be kind of
record
funny
it,
to see
maybe?
like. I don't think so. He recorded my my game on some of the early sessions for that, although the video didn't record very well. But at least the audio captured pretty decently. Yeah, I'm still like looking at stuff to buy right now as as stuff's going on. So,
I mean,
but
yeah,
yeah, I
I'm
guess
ready. I'm done.
we might be able to get to Yanderhof faster too. Like, I guess you can't teleport there because you've never been there though, right? Or
Do you
like
have
it's really
all
risky too.
Yeah, I
Macmarian
can't.
spellbooks? Because there was like multiples.
Did I get all of his spells?
Yeah, like when you took his spellbooks, did you take all of them? There was like 8 of them. I don't know if you did that or if you just took one of them.
Like one spell book from Montgomery?
I'm asking
Or
you.
multiple? That's the only
He
one I
had
got.
8. Okay, so you only took one single spellbook from him when you guys were in there? Because there was like spellbooks all over the place. Let me see. Maybe it's
I
this
mean,
one.
I only took one, so that's the one I have.
Okay. Okay.
Just like how I only took one Warrior of Wrath book. Abysm took the rest of them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm still working on these things, but yeah, what do you guys do? What are we doing?
I think we're gonna try
I'm
to
ready
get
to go to
passage to Yanderhof, like along the Yonda Bakari probably.
Wait, why do
From
we need
Mostway.
passage?
Because we've never been there before, so we can't just teleport.
Why not?
Because when you teleport somewhere where you've never been, it's like you have to be able. You have to.
Might
Why
you have to
can't
be
I
able to
just tree
visualize it.
stride there?
I don't know. We could maybe do that too.
Yeah, you can tree strike the things that you know about, but definitely not the Kodar Mountains, within the Kodar Mountains, or anywhere near Marmahef or Jinshalast itself.
Oh
You
yeah,
will
it's gonna be
not
hard to
able
do because there aren't that many trees up there.
there
It's,
are no trees up there, actually.
Yeah.
So this is where the Game Master's going to have a talk with you guys, because it seems like you're ready to already make your move.
Well, partially at least.
Okay.
I want to go to Yanderhof,
Okay.
but yeah.
Let me see if I can find what I was looking for here.
I think I'm gonna get that Ring of Sustenance.
And when I said
just
tree
because-
stride, I meant transport via plants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I saved a picture into a folder that was supposed to be visible. Maybe I gotta close this and open it again. Shoot. Crap. Okay, well, fine. I'll do it the hard way.
Do it live.
No. Well, this isn't even the hard way. Well, maybe it is the hard way. Shit. Okay, no, I'm having a rough time finding what I'm looking for here, but, so...
Do we want to take 5 so that you can get it?
No, I was just trying to find an image so that you guys, can grasp what exactly you're about to get yourself into. I'm just gonna share that image. Okay, so you are going to a mountain range. Not right away, but that is what you're planning on doing. It is winter time. It is snowing. There are storms. It's almost always gray sky over there.
Which mountain range? Oh, okay, I see.
And so it's going to kind of look somewhat like that. You guys are going to be scaling mountains. Yes, some of you guys can fly, not all of you guys can. So you're going to want to definitely make sure that you have the ability and tools to survive in this atmosphere, because once you get
That's
going
what I'm
in
getting
it,
at.
I mean, you can obviously, you guys can teleport out, but then it's getting back in is kind of hard all over again. But there are no mountain, no trees or anything like that. This is complete like mountain range. Things like what are they called? Landslides and rock slides and stuff like that.
You mean avalanches?
I still have a potion of endure elements
As well as
from way back when we
avalanches,
went
but
to.
there's going to be a lot of cliffside stuff, which is like rocks as well. So it's going to be mountainous range as well as winter stuff. So it's going to be
Hook Mountain.
worse than that, actually. This is like no man's
Back when
land,
we went to-
basically.
Back when to Hook Mountain, I bought those endure elements potions. So I still have some
Oh,
of
yeah,
those, but
me too.
actually I won't need them anyway because I have boots of like the winter boots or whatever they're called.
Uh-huh. So yeah, you're going to want to make sure that you
So-
guys stock up one way or another into those things, because you know that this is going to be a rough terrain situation.
I will turn into a huge air elemental and I'll carry my pets. That is Amara's plan. Maybe I can carry my pets while
I
Diana's
do have rope
carrying
trick
Nizza.
prepared, Abysm, so that we can rest.
Okay, so yeah, however you guys want to go about that, just make sure that you supply yourself. Also, you guys know that hunting isn't a thing there. Things don't usually live in mountainous ranges like that. At least
Yeah, nothing.
anything you
Nothing
want
really
to
lives
run
over there.
into. There could be things, but they
It's like
probably
I
are
said,
dangerous. And
it's like the freaking Himalayas. It's like we're basically going to Mount Everest.
okay, I got those books sold.
I'll ask if I can pack a shit ton of food into one of the bag of holdings that somebody's carrying.
Sure.
Okay, I do that. I'll just spend a bunch of gold on my character sheet. Spend like 200 gold for food.
Okay.
Not gonna keep track of it, but I think that'll hopefully be okay.
Yep.
That might have been 300 gold. Anyway, I think I'm set for food for a while. It's just, we have a bag of holding full of food.
What does it cost for a... Oh wait, I don't think I'd actually be able to get it, that version of the spell. I hate it when there's like low level versions of the spell, but then it's always like for like unchained or not unchained, the original summoner or something like that. And you're like, yeah. This is why they made unchained summoner. I'm like looking at it. Okay, so it cost me like 1,125 gold for a scroll of overland flight. Yeesh. It's like worth it to have a couple of those anyway, though. I think most of the time I'm just gonna rely on like, Abysm or Henrik to help me get around in that sense, but
Yeah.
Sure.
I'd like to have some way to do it myself if I had to. So Overland Flight has to be cast at level 9 just to get it. But if I just have like 2 of those, that's good for like a couple days travel, basically, if I needed it. I could just get 1, and then maybe get a scroll of teleport as well. A scroll of teleport's probably a good idea anyway, just in case I really need to get out. Like at least Nizzo. Nizzo's thinking like if things go really bad, he needs to get back to Magnamar or something like that. And then hopefully from there, if he absolutely had to, he could find someone else to help. Although he's not really sure who he would go to for help. AKA if we ended up almost TPKing, basically. If Nizzo ended up being like a sole survivor of a almost TPK, I suppose. But like I don't want that to happen. If like almost TPK, Nizzo's stuck somewhere out in the middle of the Kodar Mountains and has no way to get out. I'd like to avoid that. So let's pick one of those up too.
Do we have a wand of Endure Elements?
I don't think we have a wand.
Nope. I have a potion of it. But a wand is pretty cheap for Endure Elements.
Yes. For Amara.
Yeah.
Would Endure Elements be sufficient for the environment that we are going into? Because I do know that there's limits on it.
I don't know.
Wait, what?
Well,
how
like,
cold is it
cold
up
enough.
in these sort of mountains?
Really, really
Theoretically,
cold.
if it's cold enough. Like, theoretically, if it's cold enough, Endure Elements wouldn't be good enough.
I don't see why I wouldn't.
If it gets...
Because if it gets
there
too
are
cold,
limits.
we need, like, resist energy.
I don't think it would be that cold, because you're still on Galarian. But, I mean, it could still, in theory.
Yeah, you're definitely in
we
some
could go
of
50
the
below 100.
taller mountain ranges. So
50 below 0.
And it is winter, also, remember? Midwinter.
It's possible at
The height of winter.
At night it could be yeah, it could get below 50, below 0 Fahrenheit. There are places like that on Earth. They're rare, but they exist.
So, yeah, cold. Even Iverson would be jealous.
Oh, I can prepare multiple Endure Elements for people who need it.
Yeah, Endure Elements will definitely help you guys for the basics, but yeah, during storms or nighttime, it could potentially get dangerously cold. But if you do the proper things like building fires, having heat stones, or various things, there are other things to deal with. Frostbite, maybe things to help with that.
In Henrik's, like, what, rope trick or something?
Yeah, rope trick is what we're going to use to sleep.
Does that protect against the outside environment?
We're not even in the outside environment anymore. We're at a pocket dimension.
Okay. Then I think Endure Elements will probably be fine. Unless we start getting, like, pummeled by ice, and then that's just, rocks and stuff. it wouldn't hurt to have resist energy prepared. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm preparing, yeah, some protection and resist. For sure, I'm not going without that. Correct.
So let's see. I'm picking up a scroll of overland flight and a scroll of teleport as emergency items, basically. Hopefully, I end up just being like, that was a waste of money, but in a good way. um, Resist energy is a pretty low level spell, isn't it? Like level 2, I think.
Yeah.
Granted, if I got a wand of it, for example, it would, or used a low level scroll, it would only be resist energy 10. Like, it'd give you 10, the 10 DR. I need to get it as a higher caster level if I want anything better.
Yeah, I can't cast Overland Flight on you because it's a personal spell.
Right. It'd probably be Airwalk.
I'm gonna use Phantom Steed on myself.
Most of
I
the
have
time.
my own awesome Phantom Steed.
Does it fly at this level?
It does. It does everything, man. It flies, it walks over water, it like does my taxes, it bakes cookies.
Oh man.
What sort of shit can I get to fly?
It's Henrik's amazing horse at its final level.
Wait. There's something I can do about this, I think. I can probably just like control weather. And make it not
If it's blizzardy,
terrible.
yes, we can make it not blizzardy.
Actually, can Amara just make it nice weather for our entire trip?
Yeah.
Is control weather though?
Control weather only covers a radius and an area. You can't affect the whole.
I know that.
It's centered around you.
But you could have it affect the area you're in, which would help a lot. Does it have like an expensive material component or anything like that, or is it just like a really high level spell slot?
It's just a high level spell slot.
Okay.
It's a level 7 spell. So I could do it for like 8d4, and I could be like, I want it to be thaw, not frigid cold.
No, I could just buy like like spend the rest of my money and just buy a carpet of flying 1.
And is it worth it?
Hey, Abysm would be fine with that. He'd feel right at home.
Or I might be short a little bit on being able to get that.
How much do you need?
It wouldn't be much to finish it. Let me see here. Maybe it would be short quite a bit. If I don't get quite as many like scrolls and stuff, I'd have a bit more. But even then, because even the cheapest one's 20,000 gold.
Yeah, that's only a one-person carpet, I think. Or maybe, how many people can fit on one?
Yeah, I think a small one's only
Yeah,
one person.
Okay.
A broom of flying's a lot cheaper.
It doesn't last as long though.
9 hours per day, though.
That should be enough.
I mean, you guys aren't going to get there in 1 or 2 days. It's going to take several days traveling through the mountains to get wherever the hell you're trying to go.
Right.
Maybe even longer if you get lost. Who knows? Might want to bring a compass.
Nizzo's not good at climbing, so...
Yeah. That's kind of
Like,
why I
getting
wanted to
moving
warn you
around
guys. It's like, you want to make sure that you can handle this stuff, because when you get there, it's...
I mean, I could just spend a bunch of money on overland flight scrolls, but I don't know. Feels bad doing that.
How much are winged boots?
Good question. Yep, they're not quite as much as a carpet, but they're still 16,000 gold. Potions of fly are only
Fly doesn't
750
last very
gold
long,
if I just
though.
want fly. Yeah, but that might be good for getting over obstacles and whatnot.
Sure. You're better off putting that money towards better, though.
I should just convert all the stupid silver pieces and shit to gold to make my life a little easier. I don't know.
So we're just working out how to get you flying.
Would you
That's
like
what
a
I'm working
horse,
on right
Nizzo?
now.
He's working out how to fly by himself.
Right, because I mean, I know I could just have people cast airwalk and shit, but like,
I mean, I can
I
just
don't know.
make you a horse.
Like make me a phantom steed.
Would you like a horse? Yeah.
Oh, I thought make you into a horse is what he implied.
I mean, I could do that too, with wings and
Just turn me into
rims and shit.
Pegasus or some
Eagle.
shit.
But I can
I mean,
make
that would
you a
work too,
horse.
because the phantom steed would last all day.
Yeah, 16 hours.
Right. Yeah.
Or 15 hours.
Which is pretty much perfect, because yeah, we just use that to travel, and then when the duration is wearing off, it's like, okay, well, it's time to rest anyway.
Would
like,
anyone
most of
else
the time.
like a horse? Abysm?
Nope.
Would you
That's
like a
probably
horse?
just that'd probably be the easiest way. Well, I mean, yeah, Mara's just gonna turn into an air elemental, so she doesn't need that. Abysm might use it, otherwise he'll just use overland flight. Or he can summon his own, yeah. That's probably gonna be the easiest way to do it, I guess.
My crazy awesome horse shop import.
The one thing to remember about the horse is it can actually be killed,
It can.
which if
Yeah.
you're 100 feet into the air might be an issue.
I'll just take something with Featherfall.
Although it has a speed of 100.
It does. It moves pretty damn fast.
It has a speed of what?
100.
Hmm.
It
Is it
moves
fly perfect?
fast, man. It doesn't have perfect flight, but it gets a whatchamacallit. Its bonus on flight checks is equal to my caster level. So it almost essentially has a perfect flight.
I can fly 120 perfect.
The horse has some hit points. It's got 22. It's not a lot.
Yeah, I'd probably just buy like a snap leaf or two and just hold on to those. You can use those. Snap leaf as an immediate action gives yourself Featherfall and invisibility at caster level 5. I'll just have like a couple of those, just kind of, you know, tied to outside of my armor or something. And that'll be my, if I get knocked off my you know, Phantom Steed or whatever, then I'll be like, oh, well, I'll just use that. And then once that happens, I have, you know, a Scroll of Overland Flight and some other options. So I'll just buy some of those because Snap Leaf only costs 200 or 750 gold, so I can afford to buy a couple of those.
So who wanted a horse then? Nizzo and Abysm, did you want a horse?
I'm fine, thanks.
Okay,
I think
so
just me.
Me and Nizzo. So yeah, whenever we're ready, to head out.
Okay. So, your methods of getting there, I heard you, and it does. It gets you guys close enough to where you guys want to be. Did you guys want to stop at the tavern to talk to people? Because I heard that being mentioned, but nobody really pursued it. Or did you want to just go look for this, the Vecker's cabin location?
But are we in? Where are we at? We
Or
at
did you
Yanderhof,
wanna...
or did we just go?
Not yet. You guys haven't gone anywhere. I'm just checking in to see which route you guys ultimately wanted to go. Did you want to ask the Quill more questions? Did you want to go to the tavern?
We'll probably still do that too, but I think we're gonna use like the either booking passage, and probably it's a few days at least to get to Yanderhof.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that you guys get there based on everything you guys said, your plans, all that stuff. It all makes sense. You guys are going to get there, so that's not a problem. But what do you guys want to do with when you get there? Is what I'm seeking.
When we get there, I was going to try and just do some gathering of information.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like
frequenting
to
the
also
local trade guilds or, taverns, trade guilds.
Okay.
Would be the two places I can think of.
Yeah, about this expedition into the mountain.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me diplomacy.
Gather information check.
Yeah.
Oh, huh. I don't have this skill.
Fortunately, some of us are good at it.
Oh, and I still have negative levels.
Oh, you can
Oh,
take
yeah.
those
Oh,
off.
let me remove those.
We paid for the. Yeah, we paid to remove those.
Okay, done.
Nizzo probably goes and starts with the trade guilds, because he actually probably has a little bit of a connection with them, maybe like with some of them, because there's probably a little bit of overlap.
Okay.
Like I might even have a contact in Neanderhof, like a supplier or something in Neanderhof
Any
that I
specific
occasionally meet.
questions you're asking?
I'm asking about specifically about the Vecker expedition. I
Okay.
heard some really terrible things about it. But yeah, I want to know about if anybody knows anything about the the details of it.
Okay. You guys eventually do find some people, probably dwarves, that will talk about it. They don't seem too happy about the Vecker brothers altogether, as if they're not worthy of their time or word. They're fools for their quest, their treasure seeking.
Yeah,
Um,
but I'm gonna try to frame it as being more concerned about the other people that got screwed over by the Vecker brothers.
right. So they talk about how the expedition that
Be a
left
lawyer.
with them, like nobody's seen any of them, nobody's heard anything, and it's quite some time has passed now, and it's just he kind of does a cross, like rest in peace, like believes all those poor souls who
Yeah.
believed in the
Does his little
Veckers.
Torag.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably does like a Torag
Right.
thing. Yeah. The Torag version of that. Or one of the other dwarven deities. Torag's the only one I really know about.
Yeah. He'll say if he doesn't believe this special place that the brothers were talking about. He doesn't believe it exists, and perhaps the mountains was
What
just
special
making
place?
them delusional. He has a hard time.
Like, what exactly were they trying to do there?
He has a hard time trying to pronounce the location, but he thinks they were calling it Jinshalast. That they found this grand city
Okay.
within the mountains with riches and
So some sort of lost city.
that's what they say, but nobody can live in those mountains.
Right, and obviously as a locksmith, it probably doesn't make much sense to invest in that for me, but it's probably why I've never heard of this.
But, they did take quite a
Till
crew
recently.
and a lot of supplies, so they believed, but
How long ago was this? Is there any chance they're not just like stuck up there and just haven't been able to send word?
he looks very just kind of sad about it, but he said it's been maybe 3 or 4 months now.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that recent.
So it's recent enough that they theoretically could, but that is a very long time.
They've been talking about the expedition for perhaps a year, but they finalized and left about 3 or 4 months ago.
Does he know the route they took?
I don't, but perhaps I can help you find other people that have more information.
We would greatly appreciate that.
Okay, and he'll like take you around town until you guys get to another group of people, probably dwarves, and says, "Hey, these guys are asking about the Vecker's cabin location. Do you recall where that was?" And one of them seems, very good with his geography and says, "Yeah, if you got a map, I can probably draw you a route. It's a dangerous route, though. I think
Oh,
they said they were going to this location. I'm not really sure. I was gonna join the group, but once I found out, the dangers of it, I don't want to scale mountains."
yeah. It definitely might be smart to hire some, seasoned travelers that that are well versed in traveling within the Storval Plateau before going up there. I'll keep that in mind because Nizzle's gonna try to be humble and not be like, "Oh, I totally
I'm
know we'll be
fine.
just fine." Like going up, like I could probably travel up there just fine.
Yeah.
There've been places way worse than the Storval Plateau,
He says, "Wait, you're actually
including
thinking about going there?"
possibly.
Indeed.
You don't think this place is real, is it? Oh, wait. You're one of the investors
Well,
and they owe
no, but the
you money,
expedition
don't
is
they?
real. No, I didn't invest in it.
I shake my head.
Wise choice, wise choice.
As I said, I'm a locksmith. There's not really much money in there, but um, I don't know. I've been told that I have strange hobbies and interests, especially by uh, other non-gnome people.
He looks at you, all dwarf-like. Don't we all?
Well, I
Our
don't
party
know.
has such low HP.
Yeah, you guys aren't the chunkiest of people.
Because we're all D8 hit die or less classes, so that kind of happens.
I'm an elf, so yeah. I statted for con 14 and it's like, yep, here's some 12 con for you. And I'm like, thanks.
Okay. Anything you guys want to ask? He kind of gives you the gist of the area that was discussed on where they're going. Which on the map you guys recognize is really close to the labeled river on the map, but you do see a branch. The river like branches off because it's like an they're really not even rivers, honestly. Well, the higher you go in the mountains, they become more creek-like than anything. But this random creek that's drawn on the map joins that main river that you guys know about. What was the name of the river? I don't have that page open. Anyways, the creek
How's the
thing
weather looking today?
isn't even labeled, so you guys don't know the name of that on the map.
That's the thing that goes off that creek thing that goes off the Kazaron River.
Right, the Kazaron River. Yeah. So yeah, there's like this branch off that joins the Kazaron River that isn't labeled, and the cabin is kind of close to that, or the location they were going to station. So you guys believe. Nobody knows for sure because nobody's come back to tell the tale.
Right.
So this cabin they're talking about was supposed to be a base camp for the expedition?
I'm sorry, what?
This cabin that they're talking about? It was like it's supposed to be like they set up a cabin to act as like a base camp for their expeditions. Is that what this cabin is?
Yes. Apparently, the brothers had initially built a cabin, not deep within the mountains, but supposedly
Okay.
on the outskirts or whatnot. And so the plan was to get the crew there, and then they were going to head from there to this city they speak of that I don't believe exists, honestly.
Okay, I understand. Yep.
But, they did a lot of mining, so, it might be a good place to start.
I agree. And that would be where a lot of information might be held.
Yep. Sounds good.
So how's the weather?
Okay, it's light snow.
Light snow? Okay.
Wait,
We're gonna change that around May.
Are we in Yanderhof still?
Yeah, I guess so. You haven't really said you did anything else.
So the weather doesn't really matter in Yanderhof.
Mm.
But you can
Right,
change it anyway
but-
if you like.
Yeah, I'm gonna change the weather around me, so this is gonna be a 3-mile radius around Amara.
So you spend 10 minutes? I thought it said 2 miles. Or using a different version.
I'm a druid.
That means something?
That means
it's
it's better for me because I'm a druid.
It says it has something about druids versus clerics in the
Oh,
spell description.
gotcha.
And it will last for 8 to 12 hours.
Alright.
$50 hours.
And you're just making it so it's not raining or not snowing on us over here.
In a thaw.
Yeah, I'm changing it to as warm and sunny as winter gets.
Well, in Yanderhof it's probably still fairly chilly, but because it's in the mountains. But
Oh yeah, it's still gonna be cold, and ice isn't gonna just thaw away like that, but it's cold thaw.
I'm not saying
Yeah,
that
but it'll
it's
feel
going
nice
to
out,
thaw
though.
away.
It's gonna
I'm
be
just...
nice. No, I know that, man.
probably
Just-
nice,
I'm
crisp.
just using...
Yeah, it'll be
My
a
favorite
crisp,
weather, honestly.
above freezing day.
Like when you have like a day like when the sun is out and there's like no
Canada.
clouds in the sky, but it's still like 50 degrees out or something.
Alaska.
It's like my favorite
I
weather.
mean, it's not snowing.
I love weather. Yeah, like Alaska in the summer is great. I love Alaska in the summer.
Okay. Okay, so you guys maybe stay in the town for one night before you head out.